traveling alone, hanging out with me, myself, and I. And I really enjoy doing so. Really enjoy it. It's my life. It's a choice. And I do a lot of hanging out with myself. I do have friends that I can hang out with. I do hang out with them from time to time. But for the most part, I just like to be with myself, enjoying my own company. You know, that's a choice. And I really enjoy it, you know. I just get to do a little bit of sightseeing when I'm traveling.
In about 10 miles, keep left onto Florida's Turnpike South.
I apologize. Yep. As you can hear, I'm traveling. But I just enjoy having some time to myself, to just think, you know, to breathe, to have a long time, commune time with just me and God, praying as I'm driving, whatever I'm doing, walking, or just sitting down somewhere. You know, I'm trying to get in a video whenever I can, because my schedule is rather hectic, because I'm normally at work, doing some type of work or ministry, working the nonprofit organizations. So I appreciate whenever I get some free time, and I love when I have some time for just me, because I'm away from everybody. I'm doing something that I want to do, and that is just relax. You know, I love being busy, don't get me wrong. I love doing the things that I do, and I can afford to be as busy as I am because I don't have a man. You know, I'm not in a relationship with anyone. I'm divorced, happily divorced, and living this single life. So I, you know, not in a relationship with anyone. And so I am really at peace with my life. I don't have to check in with anyone. You know, I check in with my gifts, you know, my children. I check in with my siblings and my mommy, and that's it. You know, I want to make sure that my mommy is good, so I check in on her on a regular basis. I talk to her every day. If I don't see her, I see her at least 3 times a week. That's at least. There are some times when I see her every day of the week. But for the most part, you know, I just do me, work, do ministry, work the organizations, out doing some type of outreach, assisting families, assisting teen parents, doing mentoring with young adults, youth, because those are the things that I do. Those are things that are near and dear to my heart. And being that I am single, I get to do all of these things without there being an issue. because, like I said, it's me. You know, I don't have a spouse, and I'm not in a relationship. So I get a chance to just enjoy having time to myself. But I do understand that there are people who are alone and feeling alone, and that's not where they want to be. You know, there are people that are going through things and they feel like they're all alone. There are people that are, you know, dealing with health issues and they're feeling alone. There are people who are here and they're not close to their families. You know, you have people that are doing what they can. They're feeling alone, but they don't have friends, or they don't have people that they can say are, you know, their true friends, or their real friends, or people that they can confide in, stuff of that nature. So with me having my time alone is why I say I enjoy it, because it's a choice for me. You know, if I decide I want to go hang out with my friends, then I go hang out with my friends. If I want to hang out with my gifts, with my children, who are all adults, but if I want to go and spend some time with them, then I check with them to see what their schedule is like, see if they're available. You know, because I do realize that they have a life, and they're living their life to the best of their ability. And I don't ever want to get to a place where I'm interfering with what it is that they want to do, or what it is that they are doing. You know, I do my best to give them the utmost respect as it relates to their time and what they're doing, because they are adults. They're young adults and adults, and they're living their life.
In 2 miles, keep left onto Florida's Turnpike South.
I know that I won't be a burden to them. I know that it's not a problem, but I just rather respect them. So I don't trouble them. You know, if I'm on the road, then I let them know, you know, I'm on the road. I let them know where I'm going. I let them know when I arrive there. And that's it, you know. They just want to know that I've arrived wherever I said I was going, and then everything's good. But when I say just learn to take out some time for yourself, because it's important. It really is. It's important that you take out some time for yourself. Now, if you are someone who is in a position where, you know, you don't have anybody, then that's different. Okay? That's something different. You know, you have people that hang out with themselves by choice, which is what I do. And then you have people who hang out with themselves because
use the left 2 lanes to keep left onto Florida's Turnpike South.
They don't have a choice, because they don't have anyone to spend time with. They don't have any friends. You know, maybe they don't have any family that's close.
For about 192 miles, continue straight.
Their family, things of that nature. So, for me, it's a difference. You know, if I'm going through something, if I go through it alone, it's because I choose to. There are people who don't have that choice. But I just want you to know that even through that, just understand that He is there. God is there. Okay? And you don't have to there all the time. He's there all the time. He's there all the time. When it seems like your problems are more than you can bear, he's there all the time, because he is. God is right there with you. And so I would say to you, ask God to send someone to be there to go through it with you, whatever it is that you're dealing with, whatever it is that you're going through. Seek God, ask Him to send someone. Send someone that you can talk to. Send someone that you can confide in. Send someone who is willing and able and will be there for you. You don't have to go through it alone. Really, you don't. God will send somebody to be a present help for you. Okay? But just seek God. Just seek God, asking for direction, asking Him to send somebody. A lot of times we say, God is there, and He is there. But then there are times when you just want a physical body there. You want someone to be there. And I'm telling you, if you just ask God to send you somebody, somebody who truly cares and is truly concerned about you, He'll do just that. Okay? If you want friends, then, show yourself friendly. That also means that you may have to get out of the house and go somewhere and meet people. You may have to go and check out a community event and see people, walk around and talk to people and say hi. Because when you go to a community event, at least you know the people that are there are people that are not too far away. So whenever you establish a relationship with the people, establish a bond or a connection with the people, then you have somebody. You don't have to go alone. There are a lot of things that the different communities are having. They do things. But if you go online and do a search for happenings in my area, whatever city you live in, do happenings in that city, for whatever weekend. And it'll give you a list of things that's happening. And then you can pick and choose what event you're going to go to. What event you're going to attend. And then when you get there, just show yourself friendly. Okay? Be welcoming so that someone will stop, and have a conversation with you. Someone will stop and introduce themselves to you. And establish it from there. It's no telling what type of connection, what all you may have in common with the person. And that's what it is that you want to look for. Some things that you have in common with people. And just go from there. And that's how you build a new community for yourself. That's how you connect with people. You know, find you a local church. You know, a lot of times it may require that you go to a church outside of your city, and that's okay. You know, it may require you to drive 20 minutes, 30 minutes to get to church. But if you know that you are establishing healthy boundaries, healthy communications, building healthy bonds with people that lead to friendships, that lead to safe community, small groups, things of that nature, then that's what you do. But get out of the house. Get out of the house. If you're somebody who's sick, your health isn't the best, or you've been in and out of the hospital, ask them about support groups. They have support groups for just about everything, and they can direct you to those support groups, and then you're able to build from there. But you don't have to be alone while you're dealing with it, whatever it is that you're dealing with. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to go through it, by yourself. I do stuff alone because it's a choice. Because it's what I choose to do. There are times when I do things with my family. There are times when I do things with my friends. But for the most part, when it comes to traveling, I put my traveling shoes on and I go. It's just me. And I'm thankful to God for it. I'm thankful to God whenever I get a chance to travel with others. And I'm thankful whenever I'm traveling, just me, myself, and I. But just remember that whatever the case may be, you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to go through it alone. Never alone. I don't have to worry 'cause I'm never alone. Never alone. I don't have to worry. Never alone. Never alone. Oh, He walks beside me. All the way. He guides my footsteps every day. Never alone. I don't have to worry 'cause I'm never alone. Ooh, yeah, never alone. I don't have to worry. Never alone. Never alone. And you don't have to be alone either. Really, you don't. You do not have to be alone. You don't have to go through anything alone. Seek God and ask God for direction. Ask God to put people in your path, to put people in your life that will be a positive influence, so that you can continue to do all that it is that you're called to do. Okay? Yeah. You don't have to do it alone. to suffer in silence. If you're going through stuff, you don't have to suffer in silence. Let somebody know what you're dealing with. Now, I'm not saying just tell any and everybody. No. But find somebody that you're comfortable with. Like I've said, if that's not the case for you, then seek out a support group. Okay. And those support groups, connect with those people, and they'll be there for you. They'll walk through it with you, and you all just go through it together, whatever it may be. Okay? All right, you, my friend, be encouraged. And remember, I'm here with you because I am. Passing on some hope is what I do. And I look forward to seeing you soon, right here on this channel, Enjoying Talks with Ellen B. Okay? And if you're watching the replay, that is great. Play it back over and over again. That is wonderful. Okay? And just remember that Jesus is always there. He's always there for you. Even if you feel like you can't trace him, still trust him. If you can't see his face, that's okay. Get to his feet. All right? At the feet of Jesus is a good place to be. It really is. All right? Jesus on the main line. Tell him what you want. Jesus on the main line. Tell him what you want. Jesus on the main line. Tell him what you want. Tell him what you want right now. If you need salvation, tell him what you want. If you need salvation, tell him what you want. If you need salvation, tell him what you want. Tell him what you want right now. If you need healing, tell him what you want. If you need healing, tell him what you want. If you need healing, tell him what you want. Tell him what you want right now. Okay? Whether it's salvation, healing, deliverance, love, hope, peace, whatever it is that you need, just talk to Jesus. Jesus knows all about our struggles. And even though he knows, he still wants you to confess it, to talk to him. He will guide till the day is done. There's not a friend like the lowly Jesus. No, not one. No, not one. Jesus is like a brother he sticks closer to you. He's there with you. You have siblings, or you have people that you consider to be a sibling because you guys have such a close bond. Yeah. right here on this channel, enjoying talks with LNB. Be encouraged. Aloha for now.